Hello. Um, so it's been a while, and I have a new phone. So I thought that I should get started with the videos again because I haven't been doing them because I had a really lousy phone for a while. And I've been struggling to find topic because it's so much has happened that I didn't actually know where to begin talking and sharing stuff again. I didn't even I almost lost track of where I ended it. So it's been so much happening that it's just felt it just felt difficult. Um, so the thing that is really uh, has caught my attention is that I'm seeing a pattern of behavior in the collective awakened parts, I might add, because these beings that are acting right now, souls, entities, everything in one, I would say. I don't think that they actually mean harm, but it's causing a lot of harm. It is. And I want to explain why. The universe, the only thing the universe or the multiverse or our big grand task is about right now, and always has been about, is about being sovereign, and it's about closing the gaps in our fields so we don't have these gaps which can take our energy away, because what has been happening is that there has been a creation or a build. It's more like a build. It's like it has been built, not created, because creation comes from love and life, energy, source, consciousness, and this has not been used consciously, even if it has been used knowingly, okay, in a way. But the thing is that we have been giving our life creation energy away. This is the main thing that we actually, it's time that we look at it really, really deeply and recognize that this is what is happening. We are giving away our energy and being depleted, and we are not being in control of what we want to create because we just go along with these things, and of course, I mean, for me, I saw it. I saw it rather quickly when I began seeing this thing with President Trump and stuff like that. That people was talking about him being a savior, and I just felt like it just felt too good to be true to just like have a savior, because saving us is not the thing. The thing is about saving ourselves and being sovereign and yeah, autosufficient, I think it's called. Um, so that would not be happening if we have President Trump saving us or giving us the truth and unveiling stuff. It's not about, even if things have been unveiled, I'm not saying that it's not true, because I actually believe that every reality has its truth, and you cannot say to someone else your reality is not truth, because even if it would not be truth, there will not be any possibility for that individual to look into that deeper, because it would feel rejected and embarrassed maybe, and closing up, so it separates, and that is not what we want. So so President Trump, for me, very quickly, I just did my math and I looked at things he has been doing during his administration and before, and just seeing, like where do they want our attention to go? Yes, in the beginning it was media and religion or whatever, but also they are also seeing the ones that we are trying to prove that we are to be in charge of ourselves, because that's, I guess, the main thing. They also ace their game, I mean, if we begin to see more things, this is not about what we're seeing, it's about how we're giving away our energy. And when we give away our energy in separation, it automatically makes us vulnerable, because then we're saying we are not one. And even if we're not one at the moment, I would say for now it's just like an invitation to be one through acting like one. It's not happening right now because we have become too involved in these terrible news about children, adrenochrome, and child molestation and child abuse. And I'm gonna talk about this in a way that maybe some of you might feel appalled or feel that that I'm really awful for saying this, but first and all, every soul kind of chooses, or they choose, the path, and we lose the game of life when we take things to a state of it's not that it's not supposed to be personal or that we should not care, but it's more like how we identify with the caring, this is not sorry, my dog. This is not to adorn ourselves. Shh, sluta. This is not to adorn ourselves. This is not something to clothe ourselves in. We are trying to make an energy, the energy gaps close, So, mafanda. Sorry, I'm getting irritated. Anyways, I mean, I myself have been through a lot of sexual abuse in my life, even as a child, and I'm not saying it's not terrible. It is terrible, and it's very traumatic to be through it, because you get programmed in ways that are really difficult to break. The programmings that stick with you by allowing things to happen to you as a child are not easy to overcome, and these patterns continue to appear in your life for a very, very long time, and maybe forever, if you don't look into it. Nevertheless, this is the thing, I mean, yes, it's terrible. World hunger is terrible. Other children being poorly treated, or I mean, children die in wars, and we haven't even moved an inch before. It's like we are not to choose which children are more valued, and it's like these things that are appearing in our consciousness field is making us do that. It's making us choose and identify with the choosing. But I mean, I'm sorry, even if it is, I mean, I'm not saying it's not terrible. I think it's really terrible. And I've been looking at the videos also to just to feel it. And it was not easy because I'm quite sensitive to that kind of stuff. But I'm not allowing it to steer me. I'm not allowing it to use me. This is not about me. This is not about me. So this is just about looking where the separation and energy goes. Wherever you see separation and energy flow, it's not where it's supposed to go. Your energy should go towards oneness, towards being one with all. That's why inclusion is the path for everyone, because we're saying to the other energy, which is separation energy, we're just basically saying, I get to be in it, but so do you. And the only rule we have is that everyone gets to be in it. And so the people or human beings or souls that are not ready to include everyone, it just shows that they are not ready to do the work, so they have to do more work or something like that, or they're just not into it. This is not about forcing anyone. This is just about providing a path, and a path of inclusion is the path which allows the majority to join, because if we have a path where we get to choose, who is going to choose what, and what if we are wrong? We cannot do that. I mean, if we choose the path of inclusion, we are forced to look into it as it would be true, to then say, okay, I looked at this and this is not, it's not showing that that it wants to include everything. Therefore, I can say no to it. But you cannot do that before you have looked into it and looked into it without having so much personal opinions and blocks about it, because your own wounds will block your seeing. Your own wounds will block your own path of inclusion. So and it's fine, but this is a way of actually finding the souls that are in it to actually do the change for real. There are souls that have worked really, really hard and are ready to do it, and that actually they have already done it, or they're just feeling it in their hearts very, very strongly that that they are ready for it. And so going back to this adrenochrome and child abuse and stuff like that, and since I've been through sexual abuse as a child for very many years, what I've realized, I mean, I've been through so much abuse my entire life, actually, but my only the end result still ended up in me accepting that I cannot judge, because there's always a deep story behind it all. So no one is evil, because human beings have both essence within them. And we are taking this way too personal, because actually the one that we should be blaming or pointing fingers to is ourselves, because we are the ones that have put these people in charge. We are the ones that have neglected so much within ourselves that we could not allow ourselves to say, we don't need rulers, we don't need leaders over us, we can lead ourselves. That's the aim. That's where you close the gaps, because you have so much confidence in that you have a path where you will never stop fighting yourself, or at least working with yourself, that you will never stop, and that's the humbleness that we don't speak of, because it's just embedded. It's just there, we don't need to, when we talk about things too much, it wears it out, it's not about that. It's so yeah. So what I'm seeing with these men and women that are celebrities, which we have put into place, which we are actually, the true toxic energy, and I'm sorry to say this, it's us, okay? Because we are in charge. We are society as a whole. No us, no society, no them, no rulership, no nothing, okay? So it's us. We should be pointing fingers towards us and say, what have we allowed, And not by saying, oh, that and this has to go. I'm sorry, it's not the path. The only thing we can do is discern ourselves, Because when we discern ourselves, we end up accepting that this is not about judgment. This is about understanding, and understanding that even these people doing this stuff has at one point been children. I've been looking into these topics for quite some time, and a lot of these people have been groomed since early childhood themselves, So I'm not saying it's to justify them, but we are here to understand. There's no cure in judging. There's no cure in separation. What we are experiencing, it's pure essence. Separation essence is what we are experiencing. We have unity essence and we have separation essence, and it's within us. And the aim is duality, which comes from both, okay? Or it can come from both, I might say, because I don't actually believe that we have to have separation essence to have duality, because I believe that the polar of oneness is duality, not separation. So that just basically leaves them out, and it actually shows that we don't have to accept them, because there are ways to just banish them, but we can, of course, because we are love, and to show that to ourselves that we include everything. And this has been within us for a very long time, and we care for it. At least some of us do, and it often comes when you have it very close, up and personal in your life, when you actually experience this polarity within human beings that are hurting you, and you understand that these are wounded children, these are people hurting. This is not, they don't want to be seen as monsters. No one wants that. No one, because society has a lot of judging, so it's not something that you in a way are proud of. it's more like you don't see another way out of it because you have so much pain and wounds that you don't know what to do with them, you know. So you have to induce your pain onto others so that they can feel you and know how you are feeling. And in a way, it's like a way of expressing, this is how I'm feeling, you know. And because they cannot talk, some of them, some people have the disadvantage that they cannot speak of their pain, they cannot express themselves, so they do stuff, you know, they act out because they don't have like dominion over the separation essence within them. So it's like they allow the separation essence to rule them and to fuck their lives up, you know. So what I'm trying to say is that this is about understanding, not judgment. And I'm getting quite tired of these people that want to like act like they are better, because no one is, because we all have sins, we all have done things we're not proud of, and the universe doesn't give a fuck about the what. It's more about the how and the why, because that's where you close the gaps, you know. Knowing your pain, knowing your wounds, knowing where it comes from. I mean, why would some people put all their time and effort and consciousness and energy into working within themselves, seeing these things? And why would others be more like pointing fingers and demanding them to leave, or, you know, whatever, you know? That's not unity. That's not channeling your essence. I'm sorry, it's not. And I know this is a hard task because this is a very ugly thing we're experiencing in these children and what they're doing, but it's clear that they want our energy, and they don't give a fuck about the way that they take our energy, okay? We just give it and they take it. That's the thing. And this stops when we stop giving it away, okay? When we choose, when we see something really ugly and we understand it and we say no to it, because we have to protect our vessel, we have to protect ourselves. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to allow this to happen, but just don't engage in it. Don't get personal about it. Don't identify with your opinion. Of course this is wrong. I'm not saying it's right. No one is saying that at all, but just look where your energy goes, you know? That's the thing. Look at the energy and the gaps. Where do they go? What do they want, you know? Don't engage in that. Don't engage in giving yourself away, because that's how they create their matrix. That's the thing. That's how they do it. It's not no other way, you know. And this is it. And we are closing up to a lot of plateaus now, and some people are actually beginning to see it. So the game raises its levels, you know. The stakes gets higher. Everything, it just gets up, you know. When we become more conscious, they just level up their difficulty level. It's a game, you know, and it's supposed to get we win when the game is not a game. We win when the game is a real thing. And when it becomes real, it's when we see everyone in their essence. Everyone has a little spark of love within them. Everyone has light also, okay? And the ones that don't have light within them, don't you worry, you know. They cannot win. We just have to show them why, okay? Because they're gonna bite themselves in the ass in the end, because it actually hurts them not being us and not being able to be us. That's why they trigger us, so we can be more like them, because when we are in our essence, when we are in a high vibration where we choose not to engage in bickery and bullshit, and choose to understand a situation instead of judging it and separating from it, because we're separating from ourselves, like it or not, they win. They win, and we are not that smart as we would think we are. So just try to see this, please. I would not say it if I'm not very kind of confident in what I'm saying, okay? Because I've been looking into this for quite some time, with my entire life. So it's not about this. This is not just a hunch. This is not a mapping of a consciousness. This is not a guessing game for me. I have tried and tested everything I speak of in my own life, okay? I've been wounded by it. I have been hurt. I have been abused and used in every way you can imagine, because I tried this in my own very life, okay? So and I believe that has some kind of substance, because I know what I'm talking about, because I've done the path. And I'm telling you, don't engage in separation. Be the bigger person. Be happy that you are not them. That's how we win this. Be happy, be grateful that you are not the one molesting children. Be happy that even if something awful happens to you, you are not hurting another human being. That's it. That's how we win this. Be happy, be grateful. Don't engage in separation. Don't engage in hurting people. But don't take shit either, of course. So find the balance, because you can talk and you can understand, but if you get hurt, of course, you have to speak up about it. So it's not about not exposing this. I actually believe that we should expose it, but it's time to make them vulnerable, because we are here to make illusion real. And illusion is stuff that no one wants to take accountability for. That's why it's called illusion. It's because, it's all an illusion. Everything is great. It's not so great, okay? And by giving it life, by giving it sense of purpose, by giving it depth, which we can see because we look with our hearts, this becomes real. It's not just about a pedophile. It's about understanding what makes a pedophile, what makes these beings them. We win by understanding. We win by being grateful about who we are. And there's nothing more painful for separation consciousness than unity, okay? Because they don't get it. They don't get it, and this breaks my heart, because I've seen this so close up, how they don't get it, and how they destroy themselves because they don't get it, and they destroy us. They try to destroy us, yet we stand up and we continue to move on because we can, because we're infinite. And that's love, the force of love, the life force of creation. It's too powerful for them. It doesn't matter what they do to us. We get up. It doesn't even matter if they kill us. We get up. We never die. We come back, right? We come back. So reincarnation can be a curse, but it can also be a blessing. Everything is about what you make of it. So you have unity consciousness and separation consciousness within you. We all do, and we choose. How do we see the tasks we are giving? How do we walk our path? How do we portray ourselves as souls. What is the difference between a soul and a human being? So, of course, never forget about the children, which are in deep pain and misery and injustice. But I'm sorry, the solution is in seeing how pitiful these beings are for doing this in the first place. That's it, you know, and I know it's hard to feel for them. I don't like it. I just cannot help it. And I try to balance this because it has brought me into very difficult moments in my life because I could not balance it. And I just allowed people to do whatever they wanted with me and to me and to my home and to my stuff. But it was not about that. It was just that I forgot about loving myself as well. I forgot about the completion of all. I forgot about making the full circle. I had to be in it too. It's not just about them, it's about you too. So you make the balance between loving yourself, understanding yourself, and understanding yourself outside of you, which is them. Right? So, yeah. This is, in a way, and all in all, very easy explained, that's unity consciousness, is when we take in everything into consideration. We cannot leave anything without. If we leave something without, we have not worked on our wounds enough. And we have gaps. And the only thing that we should be worried about is our gaps, our own gaps, where our energy goes away, you know, where it sucks and it goes to CERN and it goes to entities and it goes to the matrix and whatever the fuck you want, you know. That's the thing. That's how they do it. That's how they extract it on the internet as well. It's because it's our attention. We choose to engage in blockchain technology, we in the internet. So we choose to engage in a solution, a task of resolving a solution. Whatever we do on the internet, it gives us a building block, and then we become masons. Mason means builder or something like that, but we are creators. We create with our entire being, with our holy trinity, with mind, body, and soul. Everything gets to be in it. It's very important. You have to see the difference to understand it. But it's not difficult. It's very, very easy. So, yeah, this is it. I'm not going to continue babbling or talking. I hope this helped you. I'm very tired today. I've been working all day and haven't slept much at all. So I'm sorry if I look a bit tired and worn out. It's just my reality right now. I'm working hard. Okay. Please try to understand, because that's where we win it. Understanding is the game over. Judging and separating is where they continue doing this to us. And actually, it's not them, it's us. It's we that continue doing it to ourselves. They are just an essence and we're just experiencing their essence. And the more gruesome it becomes, it's telling us that we have been neglecting our own inner work. Their gruesomeness is our mirror of how much we have not done within, basically. Okay. Bye. I love you.